Well, we have a Facebook page, Join News on TV is the name of the page, and then we have a handle on Twitter, Join News on TV. I have a personal handle on Twitter. I go to my Twitter handle often, I think, than I go on Facebook. But please let us know, just in case of anything. Join News on TV, and Walker Ghana is on Twitter, and Roland Walker is my page on Facebook. So I want to take a selfie.
Where do you post the selfie?
This one. So my page.
This will be like the third one that you've taken.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen it anywhere.
Have you laugh? Smile. Oh.
That's fake.
Okay. I promise you this you'll find on my Facebook page.
Really? Make sure it's absolutely nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the newspapers now. Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper, front page of the Daily Graphic. Government supports veterans with 200,000 Ghana cedis welfare package. That's a huge boost, if you like, because for the longest time they've been complaining. You know, every 28th February we observe the day when 3 soldiers were killed, and you know, we talk about it. But those who were left alive and those who've been living, actually, you know, we know that their conditions are not the best.
Yes.
So thank God that there's this welfare package that's coming through for them now. They'll be super excited about it. I spoke to one yesterday.
You did?
And and you know, he says he's totally retired, but he's been supporting his wife. And I thought, yes. So they have a small business that they're doing. He
I
said
think
there
that's great.
are a number of them who have small businesses, but there are others who also have absolutely nothing.
They have nothing.
Yeah.
The thing about being a soldier is kind of, you know, they're supposed to be disciplined, and sometimes they find it difficult when they become civilians.
Yeah. Yes.
Because our way of doing things are not structured.
Yeah.
And they are very disciplined. For example, if you're into business, and sometimes, you know, the things that happen around the business community. I mean, it's not only in Ghana per se, and sometimes you just can't get around it. So you're beaten by competition in a way, just because the ethics are really not adhered to.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I get you. It takes a while for even
they get frustrated.
Normal people to even get adjusted to the normal system.
And they already now have to come and adjust to a system when they already just have their way into life.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting.
It's quite an interesting, because my dad was an army officer, so I know how psychologically adjusting to the world is a bit difficult.
To get everybody saluting and you know,
all of
people doing things
in a very
proper way, and then suddenly you're released into the society where
because
nobody cares.
You say this should be done well, and it's not done. One of the neatest places you can find in Ghana is a barracks. It's not a real estate place, but because of the discipline. Yeah, it's the army barracks. I'm not talking about the other barracks of the security.
Talking about the army
barracks.
Let's restrict ourselves to the army
the
barracks.
Army barracks.
I like that.
You know, and it's not as if their structures are beautiful or something, but because their inspections that are conducted by, you know, it's just one of those things. Yeah. But they don't. I don't think they get rewarded for all the good things they do for our country.
Oh, we respect them, absolutely. We know that we're protected. We feel protected because they exist.
So good morning to all veterans, all those who have been in the army and contributed their quota to national development.
And all those who are still serving.
And all those who are still serving.
I met a military police officer yesterday.
You did?
Who was absolutely kind to me at the Nationalism Park. Yeah. And his name is Wamaga.
What's that, Wamaga? That's the husband. Okay,
let's concentrate on the paper. I'm not done with the front page headlines in the Daily Graphic. Zoom Lion to partner government to improve sanitation, according to the communications director Robert Coleman. The headline is on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Information Minister hints of dialogue on state ownership of media. Back page of the Graphic. Rainstorm destroys properties renders people homeless at Doma Ahinkro. And the center spread of the paper, you would see colorful pictures of the inauguration of the Council of States. That's what they've slapped the center spread of the Daily Graphic newspaper with today in the Graphic. You can grab it if you missed the ceremony and catch up with the pictures. Okay, that's it for the Graphic. Roland.
Okay, so we have to look at the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have Fallen Heroes Remembered, a story of President Akufo-Addo laying a wreath on behalf of the government and the people of Ghana and the event to mark the Veterans Day. And that's front page of the Ghanaian Times. Mother to child HIV increases in Eastern region. That's and please go and test it if you've not been tested. If you get tested and you know you're safe, please make sure that you do the appropriate things that you keep doing. If you were doing bad things before, or perhaps living risky lives before the test, please make sure that you live a life that is not risky.
Read a bit of the story, because you know when you're pregnant, one of the early checks they do is the test is HIV, and that's to be sure that you don't have it. So that so let's do and I'll read a bit of that story in page 4 in the Ghanaian Times newspaper. So it says Eastern region continues to record high cases of mother-to-child transmission of the human. Let's just restrict ourselves to HIV. In spite of the numerous measures put in place to prevent it, the regional technical coordinator for the Ghana AIDS Commission, Ms. Golda Asante, has said she mentioned free HIV testing and antiretroviral drugs for pregnant women infected with HIV and counseling as some of the measures. You can continue to read the story. I guess what I'm looking at really is the fact that when you're pregnant in the early stages, they do a test to prevent, if you do have HIV, to prevent the child from getting it. So how did they miss it? Is it that people are not availing themselves to be tested in the early stages of pregnancy? Let's turn our attention to the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder next. ECG needs, guess how much? $1 billion investment in 5 years. That's according to Energy Minister Boachi Ejako. Konedo appointed caretaker of the Black Stars. Also his caretaker, no, Konedo appointed caretaker Black Stars coach. Galamsey Stokes water rationing in Sekondi Takrady. Poor regions deserve tax holidays. The Central Regional Minister Kwame Duncan speaking there. Nana Dr. SKB Asante, father of Ghana's constitution, according to Justice Crap. So this ECG story put together by Elvis Dako in Accra says Energy Minister Boachi Ejako says the Electricity Company of Ghana requires a minimum of $1 billion in investment in the short to medium term, representing between 3 and 5 years to resolve distribution problems and guarantee stable power to consumers. He said the money would be invested to replace obsolete infrastructure such as lines, transformers, substations, among others. According to him, even though the country achieved sufficient generation, as said yesterday, distribution challenges may result in isolated power cuts. Yeah, it hasn't been good. I mean, maybe they should bring out a timetable to help all of us, because we know that there's some kind of doom sort happening. And it's more frustrating when you don't know if you're going to go off and then you suddenly go off and you can't tell when it's coming back. Let's do the Daily Dispatch newspaper. The Daily Dispatch newspaper front page. An angry Kufuor asks Rawlings, "What the hell is wrong with you?" That's not my words. Those are words making the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. The Jerry Rawlings interview, which annoyed J. Kufuor. We know that subsequently there's been a statement issued from the camp of the former president, Kufuor. That story in detail in the Daily Dispatch. Also, TV3 sacks 40 workers. Story, it's been making headlines on social media. People having their say on thoughts on that. The Daily Guide newspaper, that's the last hardcore paper we'll do, and then we'll move to the online portals. The Daily Guide newspaper, Nana weeps for old soldiers. How NDC girls grab free cash. These are the headlines on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. And a bit about how NDC gurus grab free cash. It says more names of people who acquired state vehicles in the Mahama-led NDC administration are popping up. About 250 people, mostly ministers of state, appointees, chiefs, journalists, and secretaries were said to have grabbed some of these state vehicles after the assets were privately auctioned for peanuts without any public participation. So they're breaking everything down. Heated debate, clear breach, big names, and that's where, you know, I'm reading from the Daily Dispatch. So, former sports minister and immediate past MP for Ayawaso North, Dr. Mustafa Ahmed, and Emilia Arthur, a leading NDC member, both grabbed 2013 Toyota Camry, while Samuel Yao Edusei, a former deputy minister of Water Resources, Works and Housing, got 2014 Toyota Camry. So more names. Let's. So there's a Mausi Lolonyo Jirasa, a secretary at the office of the president, grabbing a 2014 Nissan Tiana. Okay. But the point is that when people leave office, it's not new that they would sell, as in they would auction cars and people would buy. Apparently, there are certain circumstances that requires that you get rid of a vehicle or you allow people to buy the vehicle. So, you know, but it's interesting. Is there anything wrong with all these people buying auction vehicles? Well, you should have your say. Details of the names in the Daily Guide newspaper. Okay. Oh, Roland, I didn't go to your favorite page. Which one's that? The center spread?
It's not everything I read. There are sometimes.
So have you seen what? You've seen what is there? You like the celebrity, the entertainments. Okay, let's do the center
I don't
spread.
like the celebrity stuff. Maybe the gossips, maybe.
You like the little gossips. Okay, center spread. I'm proud of my movie choices. Okay, so I'm proud of my movie choices. That Lydia Forsing talking there. No show at Waisa. Okay, so, you know, Waisa's, let me just restrict it. Waisa's trial, they said there was no show.
All right, so you're saying that after this month, that's the last month,
the Ghana month, we're going to break down the box.
Yes, so we'll break the box and the new box is going to be well branded. Is that what you're saying? All right, so we take your word for it. We'll have AM Show branded box next month. We're happy. And we have to do the newspaper, but before we do the newspaper, we have to be
We're finished with the newspapers.
Sorry, the websites. We'll look at the online portal. So you have to.
No, I owe you. I owe 10.
No, you don't owe me. You owe the box.
Yes, that's why I didn't say I owe you. I said I owe 10.
I thought you said you owe me.
I owe 10.
Said me.
So I put 20 in
All right, so we have to look at the online portal.
Yeah, but let's explain this. Maybe people are joining us for the first time. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So Roland and myself have a box on the show. This is our little money moments where we're encouraging ourselves, including you watching us, to also have your own piggy bank or your susu box or whichever way, but not a box that you can easily open, a box that you can access.
Some have padlocks.
No padlock boxes. And no save the little leftovers that you may have in your wallet or your purse or your bags. You can also make a conscious effort to save a certain little amount of money every day, aside the bigger investments that you may have with the banks and any other institution. And this is just so when you're tight, and you don't have the time to go through all the bank processes, you can easily use the money. But we also encourage that you save towards the end of the year so we can all, have a holiday. You can also save towards the school fees in January next year, whichever way. Do something. Yes.
Very good. It's all part of the financial literacy year. We want to encourage everybody
in 2017.
I'm telling you. It's all because we noticed that January was long for people in 2017.
February was equally long.
Oh, okay. February for my mom.
So reducing school feeding to politics is worrisome. Send Ghana. They've described as unfortunate current happenings with the school feeding program in some areas across the country following attacks by some supposed NPP supporters. This is on myjoyonline.com. Let's move on quickly. Ebola fighter, time per son of the year, dies in childbirth. Okay, Liberian government has confirmed the death in childbirth of a nursing assistant who was among those named Person of the Year by Time magazine in 2014 for helping, I guess, when the outbreak occurred in Liberia. Commonwealth Games 2022, Durban may drop out as host. Okay. They say Durban drops out, it may go to England. Android phones are more reliable than iPhone. That's according to a report. I doubt. I think those who are into iPhones, this may not discourage them. Dangote ends Nigeria's cement importation. Export 0.4 million metric tons. Is that it? Did I get that correct? Okay. Let's just move on. You can check out the details of the story. Don't blame us for doom, so we're ready to help you fix it. Jenna Patel's MPP. Hang pictures of Kayaye in your office as reminder to duty. Doche Malo tells new appointees, and Ben Doche Malo spending time with Gifty Ando Apia on the pulse yesterday. More than 30 workers of TV3 network sacked. All right, let's just go.
I'm sure it's not on the website of TV3.
PRC exposed $600,000 worth of contracts so sourced to IT firm. Togbi Apwede sues military high command over breach of privacy. And we know that Francis Sasu is his lawyer with this particular suit. Very interesting. Educational authorities to close down schools affected by rainstorm in Ashanti. It's time to aggressively turn to solar power. ASAP advises Ghanaians. That's it for myjoyonline.com. Very interesting stories there. We encourage you.
Very soon we go to the BBC page.
Yeah. Let's run through City FM though. Mahama is our best bet for 2020. That's a black one there, former Deputy Education Minister. Dumsa wouldn't have returned under NDC. Easy to say, isn't it? Because you're in opposition. $700 million figure to tackle Accra flooding overblown. That's former Works and Housing Minister Samson Ahide. Togbi Apwede, the 16 sues Ghana Army for breach of privacy. Bring it on. Okay, so obviously the TV3 story making headlines appearing.
Can we look at the infographics for Ghana's 2015 economic outlook under Mahama? That's 2015. Go up. So you find the infographics there. Okay, very educative. Growth rate 4.1%. The agricultural sector grew at 0.04%, and industry 9.01%, and then we have the services sector again, the second 4.7%. All this information coming handy, and you know that you can get the preview and the review of the budget and the coverage itself.
You know what they would say? Whose figures are you using? Are you using the new administration's figures, or are you using the old administration?
Oh, these ones are figures from 2015, so they change nothing.
Okay, we end with BBC. Yeah, we end with the BBC Africa page.
Yeah, so we go to the BBC Africa page, and it says families to sue TUI over Tunisia attack, and Libya exposed as child migrant abuse hub. Go up. South Africa may drop Commonwealth Games. The cost of staging the 2022 Commonwealth Games may force Durban to drop out as host, South Africa says, and they will be sanctioned for that. And SA train Char sacked over 350% pay rise. Feted Ebola fighter dies. So we'll say go up. African football. Egu Chulam.
As if you're speaking ever. Is it Egu
Chulam. Joins Swedish side, I'm sure Nigerian. Nigeria to play friendlies in London. We're told that we're supposed to play. I don't know whether that's been confirmed or not. So we have other stories on the Africa page of the BBC. Oh, go up. And our two Ghanaian men who claim that they were harassed and hunted out of Ghana, but losing their limbs in
there's an update
in the snowy regions of the border areas of Canada are there. Oh, go up.
Oh, so why do Ghanaians leave home for abroad?
Joining the desperados.
Why do Ghanaians leave home for abroad?
No, they don't have limbs. One is losing his legs. That doesn't matter. I've always said that I think the Canadian government should bring them home. We have a whole federation, the Ghana Federation of the Disabled. that will take care of them when they come. So it's not a problem.
Well, the UN says we should make some noise for zero discrimination today. We'll bring you sports with Benedict Owusu down quite in a bit. But good morning to you, Hajia in Gabon. Benedict refused to give me the number to get in touch with you. Hopefully he does that. He does that today so I can give you a call. But thank you very much, Hajia in Gabon, to everybody who watches us. And to Haji Abu in Kumasi, Kwadaswe State. Good morning to you as well. So here's a gentleman who's making a lot of noise and saying zero discrimination. We have a bigger conversation here on the show later this morning.